There is an exact point where organic biology should brutally fail. An extreme temperature where water crystallizes and life simply ceases. For most mammals, absolute cold is a swift and immediate sentence. But how does nature design a machine to operate beyond freezing? The answer is not brute force, but pure, organic, anatomical engineering, the most complex survival design that evolution has ever produced. Thousands of years ago, the Chukchi people were not seeking a pet. They needed a true living technology, forged in the epicenter of rigor. The first shield is a dual thermal layer of near nanometric precision. The outer hairs are thick, creating a rigid barrier that repels moisture. Underneath, an absurdly dense undercoat traps warm air directly against the skin. This structure functions as a complete biological vacuum-insulated suit. The fluffy tail acts as a filter, warming oxygen before the lungs. This protects the entire respiratory system from an instant and lethal collapse. The true enigma of the Siberian Husky lies not in armor, but the internal engine. The biology of most athletes works by burning extremely limited reserves of glycogen. We burn carbohydrates for energy, and when they run out, the muscle simply locks. But push a Siberian Husky for 100 kilometers on ice, and it continues unharmed. They access a metabolic key that modern science still tries to replicate in laboratories. After depleting glycogen, they extract energy directly from their own lipid reserves. Their metabolism transmutes fat into perpetual motion without destroying their own muscle fibers. But a perfect engine is useless if the tires freeze and break apart. How do the bare paws of a Siberian Husky survive intact at -30 degrees? The answer is a brilliant organic mechanism called countercurrent heat exchange. The arteries carrying warm blood are perfectly intertwined with the cold returning veins. The cold blood is pre-warmed internally before returning to the animal's vital core. This keeps the Siberian Husky's paws fractionally above the lethal freezing point, cold enough not to melt the snow, warm enough to simply stay alive. Under conditions of absolute blindness, the instinct of any common dog would be panic. In zero-visibility storms, survival demands a collective and completely decentralized intelligence. The Siberian Husky was rigorously selected for something rare, purely conscious disobedience. If the terrain sounds hollow and deadly, the lead Siberian Husky simply ignores the musher. They are not tamed servants on the ice. They are the absolute masters of the environment. The pack mind processes micro-vibrations to trace invisible routes through the absolute white. The Western world only understood this biological machine in the lethal winter of 1900, with an epidemic threatening Nome and storms completely paralyzing engines in all airplanes. Only the organic invention based on the Chukchi dogs remained to challenge nature head-on. They traveled over 1,000 kilometers under unthinkable -80 degrees of wind chill, where oil froze solid and exposed human flesh simply necrosed at the slightest touch. But the Siberian Husky's engineering, composed of flesh, fur, and blood, endured flawlessly. Often, humanity views domestication as a limiting process of weakening and comfort. We romantically believe that we shaped primal beasts to compose our warm, safe homes, but the Siberian Husky proves that true organic resilience is adapting perfectly to hell, so perfectly that this frozen hell becomes their only and true home.